Lordy, lordy, lordy. Oh, lordy,
Oh,
Collie
child.
B. It's a hot one. It's a hot one down in the bayou.
Hot pink monkey.
My hot pink monkey.
I can't stop thinking about that fucking video of the dude listening to the spicy fucking
Cause that is effectively like
this hot tender pussy.
that is effectively what part of this movie was.
Yeah, there was a lot of fucking going on in this movie.
Yeah, I gotta find out. So today we're talking about this is going to be one of our welcome to Chuff Chat. It's gonna be one of the first episodes that we ever really that we are straight up real and on topic about. We're covering an actual movie that's topical.
Yeah.
So Ryan Coogler directed Sinners with Michael B. Jordan.
Two Michael B. Jordans.
You wanna know dark and brutal? Come with me.
Two double Michael B. Jordans. Who's the other? Let's see who else is in this cast. But yeah, so
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
Who they kind of made like racially ambiguous, which I did learn today that she is like, her grandpa was like half black, half Filipino. So she got like an eighth black, I guess, in her.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, Delroy Lindo's in there and everything too.
oh yeah, but the whole movie was great. A great cast, great actors. I don't know any of the other white people that were in the movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen them before in my life. The
recognize
Klansfolk.
Recognize a single white.
Not a
in
single
that
white
movie at all. But
I like Haley
dude,
Steinfeld though.
But yeah, Ryan Coogler. Let me double check how to make sure I'm not saying it.
What movie was she
weird,
in?
weird
True Grit. Yeah, when she was with Jeff Bridges. That's another.
Ryan
another
Coogler
great one.
is Ryan Coogler. He's the guy who he directed Judas and the Black Messiah, which is that Fred Hampton movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I heard
that
about
movie
it,
was sick. We saw it in the theater.
Oh, let me look it up.
We saw it during COVID.
It's a more recent film.
One of it came out during COVID. One of
Judas and the Black Messiah, 2021.
One of Julie's friends. This is when you could rent theaters. We all rented.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, we all rented the.
Oh, that's because they were desperate.
Yeah, they all rented out the theater, and we watched Judas and the Black Messiah. Just all the homies and various groups and shit.
Whoa.
And yeah, that was a pretty good movie, and it was intense and shit. So Sinners 2025 movie, Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. He's the guy who did Black Panther, Judas and the Black Messiah, some other movies and stuff. But
Creed.
I'm gonna come out right. Yeah, Creed. He did all the Creeds. I'm gonna come out ahead of it, right out and say it.
Yeah.
So the movie is billed as you see in the trailers. It's a vampire movie. It's a horror movie.
Yeah, that's all I ever knew about it before I saw it. I was like, it's black vampires.
But it's not it's not a vampire movie.
Nope. No.
And Julie was like, "Oh, it's a Jim Crow movie."
Yeah.
And I disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't think it's a Jim Crow movie either. I think it's a guitar movie.
Because you don't know how to make the blues sound. Why don't you try to play this?
It's a movie about guitar. It's about selling your soul to the devil.
Guitar. It's a guitar movie.
Yeah. Because the guitar was the whole reason.
They
got into that mess.
The whole reason everything happens is because Lord Child, because of guitar.
Because he was playing that music.
Because Lord Child, he was playing the music, and when you play the music, the devil get conjured up.
He was playing the music, and it was so transcendent that it conjured up the spirits of the future and the past. So that's what that scene was about. It confused the fuck out of me because I was looking away.
We'll get. We'll get.
Okay,
so
I'm jumping
yeah,
all over the
you're
place,
jumping the gun a little bit because I do want to give some spoiler warnings before we get into specific scene details.
Okay, I just figured this whole episode would be a spoiler.
This whole episode does have a spoiler warning because me and Collie B will probably drifting out. But for this first, let's say this first 10, 15 minutes, we'll be good about not giving heavy
specific details.
Details.
Gotcha, yeah.
But yeah, it takes place in Jim Crow era South, 1932.
Okay.
And or maybe it was 1934
yeah,
or
1936
something.
in
It said
Clarksdale,
1930 something.
Clarksdale, Mississippi. So it's Jim Crow, sharecroppers, plantations are still a thing.
They're in the Delta.
Yeah.
And
actually kind of way up by the river, Mississippi.
No,
river.
but as far as they're playing
Delta blues.
Yeah, Delta blues, that's that whole region. It's cuz blues is very specific. Two of the characters came down from Chicago who were Michael B. Jordan plays two twins who were away in Chicago. And the whole movie takes place over a day. It starts one day, the beginning of the movie, and then it says
starts with the ending.
Yeah, it starts with the ending. It says 1 day earlier, and then all of the events take place within a day, into the night, into the next day, and so you only get to be with the characters for a little bit at a time,
Right.
before like the actual events start happening. So and the way that they compensate for that is through like, this is going to be one of my first critiques of the movie. I'm gonna front end it with shit that I like kind of found weird.
Okay.
And then because I in general like the movie, so I don't want to end on a negative note with how I talk about it, because I do like the movie. I thought the movie was good.
Of course.
So just the front end, my main criticism about the movie is that there is some real clunky expositionary dialogue.
Yeah.
Where they are filling you in on people's backgrounds in ways that are just like, here's me telling you what happened between us.
Yeah, exactly.
This is me saying what happened between us to you.
It's not organic conversations people would have. It's just
This
is what happened 2 years ago. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
You know?
Or just like at a certain point, just be like, and this is why I never did this thing, because, and it's just like, this is the first time I'm seeing you, and you guys have effectively been away for
super familiar with you.
Yeah, and so there's some exposition shit that was a little weird, and I think there's some stylistic choices that were a little weird.
I think that is, there's like a directorial style of people or of movies that are just like supposing this familiarity with people, I guess, in their characters.
Yeah, and I think there's also, I think to an extent, he's also doing calls to the way that you make blaxploitation films.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
because I mean, think
point.
about like Black Dynamite as an example of a modern day blaxploitation. Black
It's like
Dynamite's
self-aware.
done completely self-aware, and is completely done in the style of the genre that it's critiquing.
Exactly. Okay, I see what
But
you're saying.
I think that this is just, instead of being a critique of blaxploitation, I think this is just a continuation of blaxploitation.
Oh, you think?
Obviously, the point of blaxploitation is that it was made by, a lot of it was white.
It's just stereotypical stuff, yeah.
Well, blaxploitation, it was black filmmakers and directors and actors and all this shit. It was black studios, but then it was white
Producers,
executives that would come in and take it all over. And then, that's why they were allowed to get away with doing some of the shit they did, is because it was effectively just
another cash cow.
Yeah, these were movies that were come in and taken over and then
they were just trying to
resold.
take advantage of the demographic of black people in the market.
So there are some hallmarks to that in this movie, like pre-spoilers. There are white people in here that are like the catalyst for things going wrong. There are white people who are clearly the bad people in the movie, and it kind of ends on a note where there's a minority revenge. There's a black revenge scene
against the Klan members.
Yeah, and so
is that too specific?
that's pretty general. Like if you're talking about Mississippi Delta, there are references to Klan.
I mean, shit. To this day, there's still Klan in fucking Georgia and all this stuff.
Well, I mean, and that's the whole point of the movie. Is the movie, like Carly B said, it is a Jim Crow movie. I'm joking. It is, like I was saying, it is a guitar movie for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's so much guitar shit in it.
Right.
But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
I knew when I saw that too that you'd be jumping out of your seat in the theater,
dude. I thought it was fucking insane. So there's a lot of references to Jim Crow stuff, and that is the backdrop. And there are some good shots in the movie. Like I don't know if you noticed, but so we're gonna start easing into spoiler country now. So there are there's an Asian family, a Chinese family that runs the shops,
like a supply store.
Yeah, they run the general stores, and when you're introduced to them, they are on one side of the street where Michael B. Jordan's character goes to get some supplies from them. And this is at the beginning of the movie where they're kind of back in town, and they're getting the crew together, and they're getting the supplies for this juke joint. They're trying to open up an all black, and they even say in the movie, "For us, by us." And when they said that, I went FUBU out loud.
Yeah.
And this white lady, this chunky white girl that was sitting next to me, who was itching her bare feet the entire time, like looked at me when I said that. And I was like,
I hate those fucking type of movie watchers, dude.
Dude,
God.
To derail, remind me that I'm going to come back to the Asian family and Jim Crow.
Yes.
But just to derail real quick, just to talk about the movie going experience, because Colby watched his in alternative means.
Online, yeah.
He watched his ways for alternative means.
But I got inside folk.
But I saw the analog. I saw like the analog version, and where we went to the theater.
And it's not that I would honestly go see it in the theater, because I would support it. I just, I didn't have the time to do that.
Yeah, and it's just, and So it was pretty packed, and there was like a group sitting down, and there were tons of ads, which was insufferable. And so people were talking during the ads, which is just already kind of annoying.
Have you
because
noticed
it's just
that-
a lot of noise?
Have you noticed that before movies start, that it's just like fucking 45 minutes of just fucking ads and
It's
trailers?
insane.
It's so long. It's
The-
almost as long as the movie.
Dude, the movie was supposed to start at 7.
Yeah.
Like that's when theater time was, like 7.
Didn't start till like fucking 8, pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was effectively. I want to say it was, without exaggerating, I want to say it was probably 7:25, 7:30.
Yeah.
Before the actual movie started, and it wasn't even like movie trailers the whole time. The majority of it was fucking advertisements.
Yeah, like some
I don't want to see
AMC
a
ads
fucking
and shit.
truck ad.
Trunk.
Yeah, I want to see a Trump ad. For my
Oh,
thing.
so yeah, that's even worse.
It's fucking insane, dude. But yeah, so people are talking during the trailers. Once the ads end, once trailers begin, trailers are part of the movie experience. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get off your fucking phone. You don't need to be on your phone. Like,
Not to sound like an old dude, but it's damn these fucking Zoomers. It's not even just Zoomers too. It's like young people will always do that. They
Yeah,
be on their
yeah.
phone talking throughout the shit.
oh, millennials, I'm sure, are bad too. Because
do that,
like,
yeah.
we had this instance happen when we saw Twisters. When Twisters came out, Julie and I went to see it, and it was a packed house. And there were 2 people sitting right next to Julie that were talking, and Julie was like trying to keep me in check because she was trying to keep me from saying something. And like at a certain point, they were just fucking talking about the guy was like trying to talk to tell the girl about the kind of trucks that they were driving, and so like Julie went up and went to the bathroom, and they kept talking, and so I turned to him and I was like, "Do you guys just not get what's going on? Are you having a hard time understanding it? You need someone to explain it to you." He was like the guy.
Just
I
off
think
your leash.
The guy was I think starting to get a little aggro, but I think. But for anyone, you won't. This is an audio medium, so people
Yeah.
don't know what we look like in theory.
Yeah, you're a tall
But anyone
fella.
who sees me knows I'm like not necessarily I'm a pretty like when I want to be, I can be intimidating and
Yeah, yeah.
imposing. So like
You're not like big burly and stacked, but you're tall and fucking you
Yeah.
can look down on people.
So I was just like, "Do you guys not get it?" Blah blah blah, and then they kind of shut up. We're a little weird, but then Julie came back and was just like, "We're getting different seats." And so I was like, "Okay."
She said that?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
so she had apparently gone up and talked to the cash people, and they were sending someone in. She pulled a Karen.
Oh,
where
let's go.
They
That's what
sent-
girlfriends are
yeah,
for, or
They
wives
sent
are
someone
for.
in, yeah, and they sent someone in to go call those people out. But then they give us these other tickets to give us a new seat. But we know for a fact that the seats for the tickets that they gave us were taken, and it's because the entire theater was filled with people who were theater hopping. So
Oh, no shit.
And so like the lady was like, "Well, you just have to tell them to move," and I was like, "You guys tell them to move."
Yeah.
I'm trying to fuck we're already like and then we just dipped on that. We like took an L. We're already like 15, 20 minutes into that movie at that
Yeah,
point.
we're just like, fuck it.
So we took the L. So that was our Twisters experience. This one, luckily, we didn't have to call out anyone for talking because I kind of went with it. There wasn't a lot of talking, so I was able to go with it.
Dude, yeah, that's a
But-
tolerable amount.
Yeah, but there was these fucking like young white girls next to us who were like, the one of them was way too fucking excited, and they were on their phones the entire time. But they had the screens set up to where like when you're, and I've seen a lot of like, there's a lady I work with who has eye problems, and her screens are the same way. But where when you turn them, it's effectively black.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the screen blocking or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and so their screens were like that. So I was like, all right, I guess I can't fault them for being on their phones, but it's just absurd the idea that you're on your phone this entire fucking movie. And this lady fucking took her shoes off. A bunch of people had their fucking shoes off. Like all these girls had their fucking shoes off. Don't take your fucking shoes off in
That's
a movie
disgusting.
theater. It's
like doing that.
disgusting.
It's like doing that in the fucking airplane.
Yeah, and this lady, because the seats reclined, she had her feet
She put
had
them
her
up.
foot- Yeah,
she had her dogs out.
she had her dogs up and they were up, and she had one of her feet folded back, and it was close. She had it like the way I'm sitting cross-legged.
Yeah.
She had one leg up and the other one was like close, and so like I was sitting right here, and she had her bare foot right here, and
Facing
like,
you?
Yeah, and I had like some Junior Mints and some Twizzlers, not even a foot away from her
In
bare
the waft
foot.
zone.
And I was like, I kept being like this. I kept being like this to
Just
her, and
pointing
she was
at it,
like,
like, what the fuck?
until she got embarrassed. But yeah, like
You should honestly. I wouldn't even be mad at you whatsoever if you just said, "Hey, can you fucking get your bare nasty ass fucking monkey feet out of here?" Like, God.
yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. Fucking
Put your shoes on.
put your
God
fucking
damn it.
nasty
This isn't your
slugs
fucking
away.
living room.
Yeah, it's fucking
Fucking
insane.
Juvenile.
I don't know if we're gonna get canceled by all the Zoomers and Gen Alpha that listen to us. But
They know,
like,
they know.
But we need to fucking we need to.
Let me get on my soapbox real
There
quick.
need to be a movie bill of rights. Preach.
Let me get on my soapbox real quick.
Yeah, preach.
So the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, they don't have a a lot of great role models insofar as like millennials should have done better to help raise them. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really get a lot of help from Gen X or Boomers to raise us to be decent people. We kind of just had to use the internet, and a lot of us did not turn out okay. But like,
and so many people in our generation are in arrested development anyway.
Absolutely, we're still just fucking childish as shit.
They're raising little monsters.
Yeah, so they're like obviously, you know, you throw an iPad in front of a kid, they're gonna grow up and be an iPad kid. They're gonna be insufferable when they grow up. You know, and that's again not to throw all Gen Z or Gen A in that demographic, but it's like we failed you is what I'm trying to say. We definitely failed that generation.
Yeah,
just like we were failed.
They're not.
We're not any better.
House trained is the wrong word. That's the word that I use. I say house trained when I talk about them.
Well, we did kind of get the paddles, you know.
No, I mean that's basically it. But
I got beat as a child. You know?
Back to so that's insane. But for the most part, the movie was fine. There's some people moving around too much, and there's some people who are clearly theater hopping that were being a little disruptive because they were moving around.
I don't even look at my phone when I'm in the theater.
Yeah,
the whole point is just
the whole point is to be there. Yeah,
yeah, and to be involved in the immersion and watch a fucking movie.
The best thing about being in a theater is either have your phone on Do Not Disturb or to be able to even feel it vibrate and be like, I don't even have to fucking worry about that.
I'll check that later.
I'm like, I'm in a movie. I'm doing
House
this.
is on fire. Oops.
My excuse is, sorry, I was in a movie.
2 hours
that's
later.
it.
Yeah, I know. I would love that excuse.
So you see in some scenes where, like the Asian couple that run this general store, the father sends his daughter to go get the mother, and if you see in this scene that the girl goes across the street, and across the street everything looks very nice and is the white side of the street, and the wife is running, the Asian wife is running the general store on the other side of the street.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So they're able to play both sides of this Jim Crow. So there's some
smart, some Chinese. That's some Chinese business.
Yeah, exactly. There's some interesting.
That's some. I think Confucius wrote about that. Actually.
Yeah. So that's in the Art of Wars. Is when blacks hate whitey, sell to both whitey and blacks.
It's good business practice. Sell to all races and no discrimination.
So like shit like that was pretty good
for the sake of the yuan.
Yeah, the way that they kind of set all that up.
Yeah.
So
I just love that they had thick country accents as Asian people,
because they would too. Like if they were
like,
let's say they were like a
you
generation.
just never see that.
Yeah, let's say they were like a generation Chinese or whatever they were there. You know, that they would have those fucking accents.
Yeah, it's just like the Americanized Chinese that were born and raised here. You know.
So the movie is a vampire movie, and like I like the mysticism behind it. I like how they incorporate how they were able to connect the hoodoo and all that.
Yeah, I had to look up that word "haint" because it's apparently it's like a play on the word haunt, like a ghost. And she was saying, "Oh, they're haints, they're haints." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" But then she was like, "Oh, they're not haints, they're vampires."
Yeah. And
then she knew all the stuff. You know, she had like the pickled garlic juice. Not to keep jumping the gun. You have a better grasp on the flow of this conversation than I do right now.
No. I mean, you're right. I think that all those elements kind of set themselves up to where one of the Michael B. Jordan characters, which let me just say, I did not think that Michael B. Jordan had good chemistry with himself.
Yeah,
there were some scenes. The very first scene is him lighting a cigarette for him
and passing it to his brother, right? It was noticeable. Right?
It was almost like when you see a 3D movie and they hold something towards the screen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like because he was like passing it off, and then the other guy and the other version of him was just like grabbing it, but they weren't like interacting.
Yeah,
and
at one point when they finally open the juke joint later in the movie, they're like. One of them is kind of standing around, like kind of being stoic, and the other one's having a good time. And there's a cut where it's one Michael B. Jordan, and he kind of looks at the other one, and you cut to the other one who's supposedly across the hall, and the other Michael B. Jordan is like, ha, having a good time, and like points at him and is like, ho, ho, like one of those, and it cuts back to the other Michael B. Jordan. That Michael B. Jordan's all like kind of stoic, and it's like, I do not believe for a second that these two people are in the same room.
My sister was telling me that they, so there's a lot of like. No, a little Putin.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Putin, yeah.
It didn't work.
There's a dynamic that involved with the spirituality of it all, where there's supposed to be like a red and a blue version of them that's supposed to represent like I don't know, different personality traits that have something to do with with that like Caribbean culture kind of voodoo, Santeria, hoodoo stuff. Not to throw them all together in the same melting pot. But yeah, I guess there was supposed to be some symbolism involved with that, and I guess there was some references to some Santeria gods or like Orishas or something from the Yoruba religion, like Ashe and stuff like that.
Yeah, she did a prayer to Ashe at one point.
Yeah,
Which I think a lot of that is I like a lot of the references to that. And this was going to be a criticism that I have, so spoiler country again. The kind of one of the main characters that it's centered around is this little guitar boy, and the beginning of the movie, it gives this little diatribe about how like certain fire people, like people who are effectively, it's saying that entertainers can break the veil between the spiritual realms and all that. And so when this kid starts playing guitar and starts playing the blues so good that he pierces the veil,
right? He summons the spirits.
Yeah, that's eventually what gets the vampire on his trail. The that whole concept, like where he starts to blur the lines, I really like that, and I like the vibe that it starts setting up.
Yeah,
but what it does is it fucking ruins it for me, where they're like, you start to see the vision of this old Yoruba, like, you start to see these old Yoruba dancers and all that.
Yes.
And then it's suddenly they say, and also the future. And then you see a fucking
like hip-hop,
funk guy with a flying V and like a space thing come out. Dude, that I was audibly I was uncontrollably laughing, dude, basically, like in the theater. I could not stop laughing. It was so fucking absurd.
There was like crip walkers and stuff too.
Dude, and they were like twerking, there was like rap beats, and it was this whole idea that like
all the black culture,
all the cultures can meld together, and there is no time, and that time melds away when entertainment's happening.
Right.
And it's just like, it's a point that I don't agree with.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that I think that you only look into the past when you do art. I don't think you look into the future.
He went on to record, "Here come that train coming blue."
Yeah, and whatever future exists is basically a derivative of the past or inspired by, and it's a chronological. It is kind of linear. Let's be honest.
It is. It's linear, and it's not. And it's linear in a way.
It's not time as a flat circle type fucking Matthew McConaughey shit.
Yeah, and I hate that. So I hate that whole concept of like.
I thought it was like cute because it's trying to. I guess it's trying to be like culturally relevant.
It totally took me out of it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it really took me a hard.
That was only like 40 minutes in the movie, though.
It was. I mean, it was only a brief part in the movie, and then once you get back into the action is so good.
Oh yeah,
Michael B. Jordan is so good. There's an end scene. Major spoilers. An end scene where Michael B. Jordan, they bought this juke joint from a Klans guy who is a Klans guy who's like, when they call him out for
Grand
being
Dragon or something.
Yeah, when they call him out for being a Klans guy at the time, he's like, "There's no Klan anymore.
There's no Klan. Don't worry about that, young man."
But so his whole plan is that he's going to come back and he's going to kill all the black people.
Yeah, that's why he sold it to them so that he can have them all in a killing field or as a killing box.
He could just kill them all in one big place.
Yeah, exactly. Which sounds a lot like Whitey.
That sounds absolutely like something like Whitey would do.
Yeah.
But so Michael B. Jordan gets revenge, and he opens up this whole fucking trunk of whoop ass.
Yeah, oh yeah.
On all these Klansmen.
You got all these guns.
There's all this guns, and there's a shooting scene, and it's done really well.
It is great.
And Michael B. Jordan I think he should be, fuck all this Chris Pratt bullshit. Fuck John Krasinski as Reacher. Michael B. Jordan should be the action star.
The new John Wick.
The action star. Yeah, he should be our John Wick right now.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah,
but it was a little unrealistic because like he would have been chased to the ends of the earth. Well, if he didn't, ultimate spoiler, pass away in the end.
Yeah,
but
which I do think those kinds of scenes were done well.
Yeah, and I like the touching moment where he's like, because there was a reference in the movie where it was like, oh, someone on the other side is waiting for you, and it turned out to be like his dead baby or something that he had with Annie, and she died. And so I like that little vision sequence when he was going. And then the Klansman interrupts him, and he's just like, just unloads a whole Tommy gun in his ass.
Yeah, and those were the kinds of things. So, like, the beginning scene where he's like, "You never told me what happened to your dad." Like, when he, like, why? What's the point of that conversation? This dude just got back into town, and you're going to ask him what happened to his dead dad?
Yeah, it's not even relevant to the film at all.
How the fuck does that work? And then he so you get immediately all this background about the two of them.
Yeah, and that they're like World War I veterans and shit. I'm like, what?
When they see the fucking Haley Steinfeld when she first appears, when that character first appears, and she's like, "Well, you gonna tell me once you fucked me and sucked me, like
Yeah,
you know
so
what I mean?
you ate
Like,
my pussy and
well,
sucked me and fucked my ass.
you
and
shit on my chest and smeared it, you know, like."
And it's like if you had watched a series, like a TV show, and you're already on episode 7 and you knew about this.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like 20 minutes into the movie. You
Yeah,
know? It's like
and
what?
it's just fucking like I don't. You could have if none of that had been written in, the way that those characters all interacted,
was a hard launch.
would have absolutely explained to me their past.
Yeah, you could
Without
have done that
having
more
said-
subtle ways.
Without having come out and been like, you know,
Well, you fucked my and pulled my hair and spit in my
when you
shit.
pissed on the outside of my butthole, like you know, like it doesn't.
Like, shush, quiet woman.
Yeah, quiet
Say
white,
now, that
quiet,
la-
whi- quiet white
This
woman.
whole street can hear you, white lady.
Yeah, and so like those are the things that to me were just like.
I thought it was
really-
hilarious too. Sorry to keep jumping all over the
No,
beginning,
no.
the middle, and the end of the movie.
No, we already spoiler cast it. People gotta understand.
You just got to watch the movie. It is really a great movie, and I would watch it again. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm considering going to see it in the theater.
Yeah, you should go see it in the theater. It was good in the theater. The sound design's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get when you're in certain
And I don't,
scenes,
and I'm not gonna pause it every fucking 10 minutes to
Yeah.
my ADHD ass.
And when you're in certain scenes, you hear background noise. There are things that it's happening in the background
yeah,
of scenes. Like there's when they talk about when Delroy Slim's character, the old blues guy that they pick
Delta
up.
Slim, yeah.
when he's talking about Delroy Lindo. When Delroy Lindo's character, Delta Slim, gets picked up and he's talking about the lynching, in the theater you
Yeah.
can hear the lynching happening.
Oh, like as a
kind of
memory.
and it's happening in the back of the sound.
I like the
so
way
there's
they.
still the car and all that happening.
Yeah.
You still hear the gravel of the car and he's still telling the story, but in the background
It
of
tells
the
the story.
sound, like when you're in a theater, you hear the drama of the lynching.
That's the best
Yeah.
way to drop in a person's character, you know,
Yeah.
or a character's history. I mean, excuse me, and then like also it's a bit more subtle. They're driving by the prisoners that are doing the
Yeah.
work on the digging an irrigation ditch or something, and he yells at them and says, "Oh, I was one of them," and all kinds of stuff. That's fine, you know, just drop in a little context, gives you a little bit of story behind his pained past and history.
Yeah,
and then you
I've-
move on, you know, and it's not like in your face, like you fucking suck and lick me and twist my nippies and
Real blues man get a flavor for his hump. Now you go on and lick that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the hypersexual shit. Like
it's okay, you know. That's just-
I don't know. Maybe I'm a prude.
they're trying to get Gen Z to fuck because Gen Z doesn't fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
Well, I mean, dude.
Apparently, that's
this
what I
is
hear.
yeah. No, that's what I've been hearing too. And they also all hate sex in movies, which I have nothing against sex
just-
in
yeah.
movies. It's just this one in particular was like there's already this very negative like historical stereotype of black people being hypersexual,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
this movie
like the way we
does
started this
make
episode.
yeah,
the pink
does
monkey.
make a fucking point. Yeah, the fucking
The
pink
moist
monkey
pink
talk.
monkey.
The moist
This
pink
hot,
monkey
tender
talk
pussy.
is the fucking
That's
is
kinda
the
crazy.
is the way that they like fucking talk in the whole movie. I mean, there's multiple times where they're all fucking horny and talking about being
Yeah.
horny and all
There's
that
at
kind
least
of shit.
what, like 3 or 4 sex scenes in the movie.
yeah,
that are just
yeah,
straight
at
up
least. That to me like aren't
making
necessarily
pancakes. You know what I mean?
like when fucking Michael B. Jordan goes back to his hoodoo baby mama's house.
Yeah, and
for the
then
first time when they make love in
they
the thing.
start throwing back shots.
Yeah, they're doing
That
a
was
back
classy.
shock big booba thread, which I wish she had popped out those hongs.
Yeah, I know they looked like they were good. I'm not gonna lie.
They were
Not to be on the objectification train, but let's do that for a second.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She's a good looking woman.
She's a good looking lady.
I like-
There was
I
some
like-
honker meat that not enough meat was getting out.
Yeah,
The
honestly.
only nudity that you actually saw in the movie was Cornbread was pissing, and you could actually see his dick.
Oh,
when
I
he
didn't
was
see
pissing.
because the copy I had was awful. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He was
I
actually.
could tell that there was some dick moment.
Yeah,
I
he
just
was
couldn't
just,
see it.
That was literally it. Is that
That's
you could
funny
just
as
see
fuck.
his dick when you're pissing, but like every other scene, there's like no nudity happening.
Yeah, I want to see a butt cheek or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
God
it's-
damn it.
Yeah, it's fucking weird for being so like
Shit, I wouldn't even-
explicitly hypersexual.
I would even
not-
go for Michael Jordan or Michael B. Jordan, not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan doesn't even
ass.
take his shirt off.
Throw a little fucking cock top right there. You
Dude,
know,
he
a little
doesn't
top
even, he
meat.
doesn't even take his shirt off in the movie.
Yeah, no, he's
It's
hot. He's a
fucking-
hot man.
Yeah, it's a bizarre.
He's a sexy fucking man right
It's a
there.
bizarre mixture of being both chaste and hypersexual.
Right. Like, am I blushing or am I like, do you want me
Yeah.
to revert my eyes or,
And I think if that were a choice, like I think if that felt like a tangible legitimate artistic choice, I would be more supportive of it. But
Probably,
it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like just a sort of something that got lost on the editing floor, disconnected, you know?
Or maybe they're capitulating to the Gen Z doesn't want to see no fucking booby ass titties and dick and balls, you know. But
like when they all got mad when Florence Pugh got naked in Oppenheimer.
she had her tits out for a lot of that film though, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But
yeah, and Florence Pugh's gorgeous. Like, how the fuck are you gonna complain if, like?
So she's sitting there on a chair having or dialogue, and she got her tits out. Okay,
And
they just got done.
And anyone that
making
reads
love.
anything about Oppenheimer, that dude was like a horny little weird.
He was a
fucker.
playboy.
He was like, he was like cucking other physicists and shit like that.
He was cucking physicists.
Yeah, dude, he
Oh, I
was
didn't know
having
that.
sex with all their wives and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely like that motherfucker was like. It's pretty funny because like
Those
when
dreamy eyes. I
that
guess.
scene where he's like, I don't want to fucking talk to that pussy, you know, and he's like when the president,
Oh shit! I
he's
forgot
like,
about
where he's
Pussycat.
he just doesn't want to fucking talk to where Oppenheimer gets kicked out of his meeting with Roosevelt, and it's like Roosevelt, Truman, Roosevelt.
Yeah, it was Roosevelt in the beginning of the war, and
Yeah,
Truman.
yeah.
Truman was the one that inevitably dropped the bomb. So
Yeah. So he's talking to Truman at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Truman kicks him out of the office and calls him a pussy, basically, because he's like, "You're not killing all those people, I am." Like, where he's
Yeah,
like- where
right.
he's like
You don't
pi-
have to live with it.
Yeah, he's like where he's all pissed off about like he's all like emotional and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Oppenheimer was a little cuckboy, weird, fancy pants. It was bizarre.
Now you play them blue.
So yeah, ultimately, like, I mean, so there was some weird disconnects like that, like the time stuff kind of took me out of it, and then like I said, the hypersexual, not sexual aspects of it took me out of it. But I think it was really fucking strong.
It's a great film.
Yeah,
I feel like they could have done a little more with the whole Crossroads Blues, Delta Blues thing, where it's like "sell your soul to the devil" kind of reference.
Man,
I feel like they could have done a little more with that. Like,
I was
a lot of
I was
opportunity.
unhappy with the balance of that.
Yeah,
Because they either should have really leaned into it or just taken that shit out.
yeah.
Period.
It was heavily implied.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the whole idea
the
is
preacher man talking about selling your soul and devil.
Yeah, the whole
following.
idea is that like this vampire, he
Remick
gets attracted to the idea of
Irish vampire.
Yeah, he gets attracted to the idea of like the veil gets pierced and he gets summoned to this kid who can play the blues so good, and like he understands like that the veil, he can lift the veil. He wants the ability to lift the veil in the way that this kid can with his song, because it'll give him some sort of humanity, some sort of like whatever that his reasoning is for wanting to get this fucking kid's magic
soul.
Magic fucking black kid powers. Like he has some justification.
It's not like you're making a deal with Archduke Ashtagoth, like.
But it's weird because like his whole reasoning like is sympathetic.
Yeah,
and
it's
and
weird.
He's right,
He's like,
too.
I just want to spread love and family, and we're all connected. And it's like, what kind of vampire shit is this?
So those words to me, like those words are so surface level and like,
it's like performative lib shit.
Yeah, performative lib surface level shit. But I think what he really said was their major spoiler, because this is the end scene. The vampire has Sammy, who is the guitar kid, the main character kid, basically.
Yeah.
And the sun is rising, and Sammy says "Our Father" prayer, and
he's doing it with him,
and he does it back. The vampire does it back to him, and he talks about like that is there's some semblance of humanity that is.
He grew up with it.
He grew up with that, and he references how it is how the prayer is oppressive. And he does it in a way that references the shared oppression, the shared suffering of colonized people. Because the Irish were a colonized people.
Right, yeah. Absolutely.
People fucking forget about that because white people were so like, oh, the Irish were slaves too.
But
it is true.
I still can't forgive the British.
What happened to the Irish, like the famines and shit, all of the shit that the British did to the Irish.
You hear me, Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah, they're fucking horrible shit. And so
you hear me, Russell Brand?
Yeah, so to appeal to that that shared suffering of being a colonized people, I think that was that was truly what that vampire, I think that's what he wanted.
That's the mission statement.
Once he had all the memories of all those people who suffered, once he had the memories of the black people, once he had the memories of the white people who were Klans people,
he became a
and the
socialist.
hatred he became a socialist.
Like the Joker.
Yeah, no joke. There's like that, like, well, the Joker's an anarchist, but
Did
there's
you
like,
see that clip that I sent you?
no, I didn't get.
Where
I
he's
didn't
running
watch,
for mayor?
No, I didn't watch it.
No,
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I gotta watch it.
I'm not like a socialist. I am a socialist.
Yeah, because this fucking that Harlequin show is fucking is.
I never
that
saw
shit.
it. I gotta watch it.
I see clips from that all the time where I'm like, what the fuck? This is a goddamn DC show.
He's cursing in his ass off.
Yeah,
Like, I don't give a shit.
but
Anyway, sorry.
no, but I think that was like, I think that to an extent that was like, I think that if you were going to say that the church and the established way order in the Delta is the right wing line,
Yeah.
and then the truly radical left wing line would have been to go with the vampires, because there is inequality in that. Like, they're trying to paint they're trying to paint it as something that's negative, but the Marxist in me sees what he's saying and says, like, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That, like, there is an equality and an understanding that comes with the
We're all in the equal.
they're all
field.
equal because they all share memories and experiences, because they're all one person, because they're all connected.
And they overlook the things that they normally would discriminate each other about in sense of just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I truly don't think that any of the, like, when those two clans members that were the first to be converted to vampires, I don't think that they were still racist after they got converted to being a vampire.
Right, because there's black vampires and Asian vampires with them as well.
They all share the same consciousness. That's what he said. They all share memories and stuff. And so,
and they all
like,
feel the same pain, or at least Remek's pain, I guess.
Yeah, and so at the end of the movie, where this is what Chuff Chat needs to be whenever we talk about movies, is because I always have a Marxist interpretation of film.
Yeah,
that
you're always looking for
Julie does not want to fucking listen to, so I need to tell somebody about it. But my Marxist interpretation of this film is that this is a libertarian movie. That the characters smoke and stack. Made all their money doing crimes and all this other shit and playing all these sides. And
like Dillinges.
Exactly. And effectively, all the comeuppance that they don't get karma. They don't.
No.
There's no payback for them.
There is
One of them gets to be with his kid and his wife.
Yeah.
In
he
the
moves on
afterlife.
to the afterlife.
And the other one lives forever with the woman that he loves.
Yeah, because he spared his brother.
And he can lives forever. Yeah. So this is the major scene. I don't know. Did you see this scene? The after
I
credit
saw
scene?
it with Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see the after credit scene where Michael B. Jordan comes back
To the bar. And,
Yeah.
And he's wearing the cool sweater.
Yeah, it's in
the
it's in
90s
fucking,
Coogie sweater.
Yeah, they're in the 90s or whatever.
And Haley Steinfeld is dressed up like a black woman. I don't know.
Like,
I mean, that's
she's
there's no
dressed
complaint
up
there,
like,
but it's
she's
like
dressed up like a go-go black girl or
Yeah.
80s dancer or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think what it's saying is that, like, he got what he wanted, which was he just wanted to be with this girl and to be free and not to be subjected to, you know, the
discrimination of being with a white woman,
enabled by...
That's why they couldn't be together in the first
Exactly.
place. Yeah.
So he got what he wanted. Both
They
of
just
those
can't see the
characters,
sunlight.
both of those characters who effectively made all their money and facilitated all this happening,
Yeah.
because they were criminals,
They
got
kinda
exactly what they wanted. And
Right.
then the one kid who decides, the one kid who is the main character of this, kills the vampire because he doesn't want to be assimilated into this group, and then refuses the family and the community ties of church,
Yeah, of
and
his dad
instead
and
makes
church.
his own way to go and starts heading to Chicago.
Gets famous in Chicago.
And goes
He's
to
a
go get
blues-
famous in Chicago.
He's a
That's the
bluesman.
most libertarian bullshit I've ever
Yeah.
heard. That's almost like Ratatouille level of
It's almost like a J.K.
libertarianism.
Rowling-esque
where it's
ending
like-
to Harry
yeah.
Potter. Like, no,
Where
you didn't really learn anything.
Nobody,
nothing good or bad happened. Yeah.
like the bad vampires are dead and they're dead because they're bad, and they're
Yeah.
bad because they're vampires.
Exactly.
And the two guys who are effectively the Klansmen are all bad, and they're all bad. They're all dead because they're bad, and they're bad because they're Klansmen, and
Yes,
they're Klansmen
exactly.
because they're bad. And like, and there's no reasoning behind any of it.
Just
There's
like
no like.
Just to throw that J.K. Rowling reference again, it's like when Harry Potter, he defeats the Voldemort and the death fucking whatever the fucks, Death Eaters, And then he grows up, after the fact? To what? Not become the new headmaster or anything. He goes to join the Ministry of Magic.
Yeah.
Like the fucking police.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, where
what?
he just it's the most fucking like right-wing ideological.
Happily ever after. They join the state and continue to oppress people. It's like,
No, that's exactly it. And I think
Cool.
that that's the same with this movie. Is that it's not like it's not a pro-establishment kind of libertarianism.
Yeah, there's no.
But it's like it's a black libertarian film.
Yeah, it does kind of seem that way. And
Yeah, where because think about it. Like, again, I can't stress this enough to listeners. Like, the vampires made a very good point of like, we all share a collective conscious because we are connected. It's like the fucking in Baldur's Gate. You're all connected by these slugs in your brain. Well, they're the same deal. They're all connected by this shared experience of being vampires.
And they all take care of each other.
And they all have the same, and they all take care of each other. And they all can dance, and they don't need to worry about choreographing their dances. They all know how to do it automatically.
Yeah.
There's nothing to worry about.
And they all become immaculate musicians.
And they're immaculate. And he fucking trades
I would
that.
do that. You know,
Yeah,
I
and
think about that all the time in these horror movies where you know how most people would be like, "Oh, I'm built different. I would kill all. You know, I'd kick their ass this way, up and down, left ways to Sunday." Me, I know I'd get eaten like within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I would die immediately. Every time I see some shit where it's like, "Oh, and he survived this ordeal," I'm like, I'm getting hung. I'm getting blown out of the pirate ship. You know, I'm getting eaten by rats.
I'm that way when anything is about like. When there's anything about like a devil woman or a succubus or anything
I fold immediately.
Anything
origami
any
baby.
Piece of media I've ever seen where it's like this woman tempted this man, I always am like, why wouldn't you just stay with the lady? Just stay with the lady. Like there's an episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where Grim has to be with this crazy Greek goddess lady. No,
it wasn't the Rocky theme though. It was Joe Biden shoot.
Good, even better. But there's this one and she's like really controlling of Grim and everything. But I'm like, nah, she's hot. Why wouldn't she do it? If she's hot, why wouldn't she just do it? Why wouldn't she just do it? She's hot. Just live with it. Deal with it. Whatever.
Put up with it.
Yeah, put up with it. I don't give a fuck. She's hot. Whatever. Who cares? So I mean, that's my whole mentality is that that's probably why I accept the vampires, because I'm like, so what, you fucking vampire? Well, you don't die, and there's a collective conscious, and you have all these powers, and...
You're like, oh, they killed and murdered an innocent person. Guess what? He gets to stand back up and do the fucking Thriller dance with 100 of his homies now.
Yeah, oh what, you can't go out in the sun? Okay, so if the whole world were vampires...
Sun sucks.
Yeah, if the whole world were vampires, we would just change so that everything was open at night.
Yeah,
So
and then everybody would be sleeping in the
no harm, no
daytime.
foul.
It
And
would
everyone would
literally
sleep
be
during
the
the
opposite circadian rhythm.
Yeah, it'd just be the same but opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's our review of Sinners. Is that everything would be the same but opposite if we were vampires.
I just want to say shout out to Buddy Guy. Thank
yeah.
God he's still kicking. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer right there.
That's also insane to have that whole Buddy Guy cameo and to give him an a talking role.
That's awesome.
Every night, at least once a week.
I think about paralyzed in my bed.
Yeah, and he was like talking like that, and I was like, I don't believe this for a second. You're Buddy Guy. You're not
Buddy Guy,
You're not
dude.
Sonny Moore. Your name's not Sonny Moore. Your name's Buddy Guy. And they made him play guitar.
Yeah.
There's just a scene where he's playing guitar. I was like, who's this scene for?
Yeah, that's
Me. This scene's technically for
I
guys.
was thinking about that, too.
Scene's technically for guys like you and I, but you and I
Love
would
old
watch
bluesmen.
that and we're like, what the fuck is this doing here?
Here come that train to come in blues.
Amen. Oh, I'm gonna put so many clips from that Metalocalpyse in this episode. It's probably already happened like 6 or 7 times. What?
God.
You never played the blue?
You never played a blue?
Yeah, that episode's so good.
Yeah.
So very racist, but so good.
That's close, man. One more time.
It is great. Yeah. But
So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed our first Chuff movie cast. Chuff
movie centric, no other topics. Well, except for a couple things, but you know.
Yeah, well, the natural topics that get that get spun off from
Right.
from cultural commentary.
But no spiraling tangents, just little off dead end path roads,
But yeah,
Come right back. Get back on the main track.
So hell yeah, my
Get
wife's
on that train track. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, my wife's on her way back from ceramics class. The dog's got to
Ceramics.
get walked.
Dog's
This is perfect timing. Hope everyone had a pretty chill night. And damn, I'm trying to think of a quote from the movie.
Oh,
I was trying to think of a quote to end on from the movie.
Sinners. I don't know. You didn't even hear the word sinners in the movie. did you?
No,
Like,
I
you
don't think so.
expected-
When he's going down on it, she's like, he's like, but I walked here. At least let me watch up first. And then he's all like, I just want to taste you.
I just want to taste
So
you.
that's the scene that I'll
So,
end.
thanks,
that's
listeners.
That's the quote I'll end up on.
We just want to taste you.
I just want to taste you.
We just want to taste.